if Connor likes, like how he said that thing in Brazil about the favelas and their gangsters, we can take him to Kamashu, Wentworth and Sydenham Heights, super safe, work hand in hand with our SCPS. It'll actually be a blast. I know the guys at Westfield Prison and all the other prisons will go mental to see him. The numbers and correctional officers know all too well how to enforce discipline, so there's no need for anyone to worry. Ilya has to come though. I know I love his fighting style. A lot of people love his fighting style. I think the new market entering football hooligans will love his style, but also like Cameron say, man, I think the new generation will really be attached to both their storylines and fighting styles. Ilya needs to come here and bring Sergio Ramos, so Sergio Ramos can bring Madrid. I love Madrid, so the crews love Madrid, but the crews really love Orlando Pirates, so I love Orlando Pirates. We all love Orlando Pirates. That game will blow roofs off your closed arenas, trust me. That's what I'm saying, bring Alex here. We all love football, this country, our countries, this continent, our continent are mad for football. It's absolutely, that's why I said food and wine. Alex the Shaman will be too loved by the culture, and I think he will do too well in the football market as an ambassador of MMA alongside a very capable Ilya Topuria. Sergio Ramos provides a steady hand in the facilitation and adaptation of MMA into Spanish culture and therefore European culture as a whole. Who should Ilya fight? Not Volk, that's for sure. There's no hype, he lost too much. And I hate to say it because I actually like Volk both as a guy and as a fighter. I really do. It's just that Ilya is trailblazing right now, and it just feels like Volk is hanging onto his coattails, reeling after a bunch of losses. I don't see how he deserves a title shot unless we all call in that favor for him. We are all guilty, saying that the UFC deserves to give him a shot at the title for all he has done. Maybe that's a bit too socialist for me, I don't know. I thought the UFC is a business. Africa MMA show is the NPO. What you got paid and made during, leading up to and prior to the fight is what the UFC owed you and what you benefited from the UFC, in my opinion. I don't believe in that writing names on the board, keeping score philosophy. It's really snooty and weird coming from male fighters who are supposed to be masculine. It's not very testosterone inducing. Ilya needs to fight someone with similar hype and the ability to pull a similar crowd in pay-per-view buys and the like. I generally don't see anyone other than Islam at lightweight. And please don't throw me anyone dropping or climbing up to featherweights. I've already ran that logic. Islam makes sense at lightweight. To the UFC, it's time you start playing the game. Super fights need to happen. One exciting fight is not enough if you want to compete with the big boys. It really isn't, especially if there are literally no storylines, so no reason for people to actively care. Your surrounding media is also pretty trashy. They don't do a good job of representing you well. They don't really voice your opinion or merchandise any of your products correctly, especially if you're trying to cater to the world market, especially if you're trying to take care of the big boys. You have problems, so I'm here to help. You need to have more media branches that surround your fight cards. You need to come up with unique ways that are maybe more than 20 at least on how to promote your products in different forms, and that's what's going to get people to care, actually cause people to actually care about what you do. Without that, you make it really hard for us to explain to people why they should care about you. You yourself don't do a very good job of getting people to care for you, so you need our help. John Jones isn't active enough to be ahead of the top 4. There's no way that's a possibility. He just isn't active enough. I respect him and he is the GOAT, but why does it feel like he's running away from Tom Aspinall? It feels like it. The Miocic fight is a cop-out that we are all letting happen because we're like, it's John. This is MMA, gents. That makes zero sense. You fight to the death until you put down your sword. You not fight, you get wet with your own sword. It is that simple. Sink or swim. It seems like John wants to fence with a really old Miocic to retain his legacy. It's like playing for points and not a finish. I think Anderson Silva and many other legends both in MMA and football went harder for longer, including Stipe himself. I think if John wants to even make a case for top 5, he needs to fight Tom Aspinall at UFC Europe. I don't see a win over Stipe doing much, to be honest. Miocic already has one foot in the glue factory. Tom Aspinall is a rightful contender to John Jones. That would be an extremely exciting fight. Why are we ducking this? Why is the young man being robbed of the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity of facing John Jones? That's my question. Is reserving and preserving a legacy more important than forging a new one? Let me know.